Over millions of years, the Duero carved a river valley that split in two the high Castilian plateau, which lies at about 900 meters above sea level. Grapes were already being cultivated in this idyllic valley during the Roman times. In 1146, the monastery of Santa Maria de Retuerta was founded. The climate is continental, which means very warm and dry in summer and at times very cold in winter. Because of the elevation, the region is considered one of the coldest in Spain. Even the frost here is a danger, because as a rule, the vines are immune to -degree temperatures from the first week in June until mid-September. Due to this, the growing period is short. In the autumn, there is often morning fog, that in the course of the late morning quietly dissipates and makes room for the sun. Therefore, the morning temperatures are low, which is ideal for the ripening of the grapes. Thanks to this demanding climate here along the so-called Golden Mile, wines of extraordinary character and highest quality are produced. With precipitation averaging around 300 millimeters of rainfall per year, we can speak of a desert-like climate. The rain falls in spring, which is very important for the vine shoots, and in the autumn. The entire world of excellent soils is united in one spot at Abadía Retuerta. Gravel layers, which are reminiscent of those in Medoc, alternate with limestone, sand and clay soils. Over 50 pagos, or crus, to use the expression from Burgundy, have been classified and released. Before the picking can get underway, the healthy grapes are checked for degree of ripeness. Thereby, a variety of parameters such as sugar content, fruit acidity, or the phenolic ripeness must be in balance. Over the years, this can only be assured when the grape quality from A to Z is regularly, methodically, and rigorously tested and analyzed. The harvest takes place between mid-September and the beginning of October. The healthy, ripe grapes are, as always, picked by hand. This allows for a first selection of the best grapes to already take place in the vineyard. A high level of quality is aimed for, which leaves no room for compromise at Abadía Retuerta. The wine cellar, located in the middle of the vineyard, nestles in harmoniously with the landscape. The transport journeys are extremely short, which clearly presents an advantage for quality. For the vinification of these great wines, a second manual selection of the grapes is essential. This is of course an expensive practice. However, for quality assurance is of greatest importance, being the only way fully ripe, healthy grapes with 1A quality end up in the fermentation tanks. Top priorities in the cellar are cleanliness, gravitation and inspection. It's set up so the wine never needs to be pumped during the entire vinification process. In order for the wines from each block to be vinified and aged separately, a large number of different stainless steel tanks have been installed. In contrast, oak wood reigns in the aging cellar. The young wines are aged in French oak, from the forests of Allier and the Vosges Mountains, and in American oak barrels, the so-called barriques. Before they are used for the first time, the barrels are thoroughly inspected from top to bottom. Again, only the best is good enough for the proper aging and finishing of a great wine. During the aging process, it's indispensable that the young wine needs to be racked from time to time, as it's referred to in wine jargon. But how can wine be racked when it shouldn't be pumped, or rather may not be pumped? Pascal Delbecq, the technical director and world-renowned consultant from Bordeaux, has come up with something very novel. The barriques are stacked on top of each other on movable racks. In addition, the barrels are equipped with a second hole. This enables the young wine from the barrel above to be drawn into the barrel below by means of gravitation. So simple as it sounds, so brilliant is this invention. Abadía Retuerta Le Domaine is the exclusive luxury hotel which offers an elegant ambience in the middle of the vineyard. In 1146, the French Premonstratensian order built this abbey as its first outstation in Spain. In 1662, it burnt down to the foundation walls, but was rebuilt. Having escaped the forays of Napoleon's troops in the year 1809, the abbey survived into modern times. Since 1931, Abadía Retuerta has been a National Cultural Heritage Site and is counted among the buildings of historical significance. In the 21st century, it has received a new designation, a 5-star hotel, where the guest is central. The cooperation which developed between aesthetics, history, architecture and philosophy was respected during the extensive renovation work. With much love of detail and through the preservation of the old building fabric dating from the Romanesque and Baroque epochs, the former abbey has been converted into a place where guests feel at home. Contemporary interior decoration in symbiosis with the historical walls creates a certain tension, yet at the same time also appears relaxing. Much was taken into consideration during the renovation: the well-being of the guests, the reconstruction of historical elements, and how to deal ecologically with the natural resources. Abadía Retuerta Le Domaine is a place of encounter, meditation and inspiration. The abbey's cloister, where monks gathered over the centuries to exchange and philosophize, has been, in its beauty and simplicity, carefully renovated and now appears in its original splendor. One look in the inner courtyard and you feel yourself transported to times past, to times where tranquility and the muses were held in high regard. A gourmet restaurant, decorated in style with modern furnishings and antiques, as well as artwork from different epochs, has been set up within the historical walls. The kitchen staff is led by the Swiss executive chef Urs Bieri. He has a clear concept about how to bring the quality of the kitchen in harmony with that of the winery. This is a dish we have created here at Abadía Retuerta. We mainly cook with fresh products, and I take care that local products are included. At the same time, I also like to include international elements that are not as well known in this region. I hope you'll enjoy your meal. The sommelier can fall back on one of the best-stocked wine cellars to accompany Urs Bieri's creations. La Bodega is the name of this underground treasure trove, which among other things also holds a complete collection of wines from Abadía Retuerta. Every vintage, every pago can be ordered and served under perfect conditions. The selection from Abadía Retuerta is as simple as it is convincing. The special wines from the single vineyards, separately vinified and aged, form a roof of quality over Abadía Retuerta. They are expressions of the great terroir, the varietals and the grand art of winemaking. For those passing through, or hotel guests who would like to taste the wines, the Vinoteca stands ready to serve with much ambience and style. Wine tasting experiences and technical wine information can be exchanged with a trained specialist. Abadía Retuerta was built up with a clear intention to produce full character wines with style. After 20 years of intensive work, they are well on their way to realizing their vision.